Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our video. Today's video here for ReZero Season 4, Episode 5 now. Goddamn. Last episode was a very chill episode, but it was honestly probably my favorite of the entire season. The amount of lore and intrigue and questions and all the above, all that is in the hour and 10-minute reaction. You can go check out that I posted last week where I yap quite a bit. It was a really great episode, and like I said, probably my favorite of the season just for that aspect alone, the amount of lore we got and intrigue and things like that. And we've now made it to the library. Dear God, we're going to be here for a while trying to find the information we want, so let's see how this episode goes. Per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord. Links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, we talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncut drama reactions. So feel free to check out either of those. Everyone will. I've heard us up straight into ReZero Season 4, Episode 5. Yeah, if you're not someone who is isekai'd, if you're not someone from Japan who knows constellations, has a flying ability, etc., you wouldn't be able to solve that. That's crazy. Yeah, same starry sky as I. You're the jerk in question. You never say bad things about yourself. Well, that didn't sound like... You know, we had the whole theory, like, is Subaru Flugel, or... There was... I had so many theories tossed out last episode, and so much dialogue and all the above, from me yapping to you guys. That's the dialogue. But that does not sound... But then again, I suppose that's part of his character growth. If Subaru... becomes someone who would never badmouth himself and things like that. It's not impossible to be the case, but Subaru does tend to, you know, be hard on himself and such. Yeah, that's an understatement. Seems the first time this arcade... Oh, yeah, actually, I didn't even think about that. She's never been in here either. Last episode, it kind of sounded like it was implied that she's been in here before. Everyone could get in. Yeah, because it brought us all in. It didn't just bring Subaru in, it brought us all in when Subaru passed. What the fuck? Is it gonna be only Subaru's able to read? A variant of a cognitive interference spell. Are they like biographies of people or something? Or just a biography, this library appears to go on infinitely. If we've got people's names, is this like, and it's like all magic words and such. Are these like, I don't know, because could these all be written by Flugel of people that he's met? But he wouldn't know their entire lives. Then again, we don't know enough about Flugel for me to make that assumption. So let me not do that, actually. He very well could have something that lets him read the memories of people or something like that. And he wrote all these. Or this is a library that literally documents somehow magically people. It documents their lives in a book. What was the title in the book? Hey! What the fuck? It is what I said. It's like a magic book that like biographies a person's life. Each of these books are a person, but why did Subaru, maybe because Subaru's the one who solved the puzzle, he opens a book and he is able to go into someone's memories? Who is on the title there? Is that Petra? No. Who the fuck? I thought from the side she might have been like Petra or something. Tifon? Wait, what? Oh my god, I should have recognized from her hairstyle. I just haven't seen her since season 2, and that was a while ago that I last watched that. She was referenced last season as well, actually, because she's literally buried under... she is underneath that city. country. Is that a country or a city? I think it's a city within Lagunica. I might be mistaken about that. Cities, countries, the area we were in for season 3. She is underneath that. That was a bit of lore that we got there. Interesting. Really? He just happened to pick up the book of the Witch of... Is she Pride? I think she's Pride, right? Tifon's Pride? Are we going to see how she became the Witch of Pride? What a very random backstory. Well, I say random. Nothing's random in ReZero. Black and white, good and evil. Just deeds and... I love Subaru narrating this. Just deeds and wicked acts. Her father, and she's playing like off-brand chess. It might just be actual chess, but the board looks too small. Oh, they were executioners. Jesus. This rose held a scale that weighed good and evil. Oh my god, and she's got a blue rose. There was no simple answer to, okay, so she went against the grain of it being black and white, good and evil, just and wicked, and that there's nuance. Or is she realizing that there is nuance to it? Uh-oh. Is her father not gonna be happy about that? She thinks she'd maybe like die for something like that or some shit like that. Whoa. The scales that weighed a person's sins lay in none other than the sinner's own heart. What an interesting way to put it. Ooh, that's actually such a good line. The scales that weighed a person's sins lay in none other than the sinner's own heart. There's no exact answer to what is perfectly right, what is perfectly wrong. There is nuance and everything, and every individual person is going to see or weigh justice and wicked deeds, sins and good deeds differently. Every person is going to do that. But also, it's like at that moment, did she like go, this could be the first instance of the entire series of how we see how someone becomes a witch. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, she literally had witch's powers, and she would ask them if they did something good. I'm gonna have to go back to season 2 and watch her scenes with Subaru. But she said, did you do something good or bad? And I'm assuming in his own heart he thought he did something bad, and he received punishment for it. His own soul decided his own fate. Her power just exists, and people decide in their own brain. They weigh the scales of their sins, and if they believe they've done something bad in their own brain, they suffer a punishment through her powers for it. That's so interesting. I really am definitely gonna have to go back and watch Tifon's scenes with Subaru, because she had similar conversations with him and such. I don't remember their specific interactions, which is what's bothering me, but I'll go back. I'll maybe go back in this video and watch that scene. Jesus! Oh my god! So it's like not even... She didn't even really do anything, and she just gained this power, this witch factor. So then again, it's like, now I question if I'm correct on the perception of her power or not. Because She just eviscerated anybody who she asked them if they've done something bad. To what level does her power affect if they, like, I don't know, didn't turn, I don't know, the most minute of things maybe that gets them killed. I don't know the extent of how this works exactly. She was satisfied. The scales were finally in her hands. Yeah, the Witch of Pride, continuing to query sins, deliver punishment. Oh my god! She literally eviscerated everybody. Everybody, even in the surrounding area. Holy shit. And judge sinners. That makes it sound like her power allows her to own the scales. She has the scales, and if she asks the question, did you do something bad, and that person even has any reaction, she can just kill them. But then again, I'm not quite, it's very vague on how her power exactly works here. How her witch factor exactly works here. Did he just get all of her memories, like, all at once in a flash moment? Oh my god. Hey, yeah, it's the Witch of Pride. Yeah, only Subaru can do it. Only Subaru can do it because he passed. Only he can do it. Is it a oh! Maybe it's not just Subaru. You can only read the books of people you have met because he has met Tifon. Kind of, because it's been kind of described. I talked about this last episode as well, I think. It's kind of described that in the Witch's Tea Party, they're kind of themselves, but kind of not. Yeah, during her trial and such. A tan lolly. The embodiment of cruelty without malice. Yeah, I need to go back and see that scene again and get all that dialogue. That's crazy. Yeah, that was your own memories that you were dealing with. These are actively somebody else's. It's not a piece of cake for either of you. Then again, I guess, to be fair, no, it was a piece of cake for Subaru. But the whole situation as a whole, you know, that whole arc was not a piece of cake. Bluffing aside. Could we find Roy, Lai, and I forget the blonde-haired girl's name, I apologize. I literally mentioned in episode 1 that I'd forgotten. People reminded me and I've already forgot it again. But could we find the names of the 3 gluttonies and possibly relive their pasts to figure out how to counteract their powers? What the fuck happened? He also opened a book and it responded to him. Who was it? Jesus. Whoever's book he went into will tell us if it has to be a person you've met before. Balroy Temenglyph. Okay, I guess someone in familiar, you know, military Julius has met them. A former general. Was he before our time, though? Or did you know? Oh, yes, okay. Julius knew him. That kind of clarifies for me. You have to have met them. People who exist in this world. Where is Shala and Melee at? They just sitting back there somewhere? What the hell are they doing? Everyone who's died until now. Yeah, Tifon's... I guess that means we wouldn't be able to get... If it has to be dead people, we wouldn't be able to get the gluttonies. But maybe we could find the Witch of Gluttony, possibly. Maybe find her in here somewhere, but... Subaru found Tifon and we know she is dead, of course. I forget how they explained. I'm forgetting details. It bothers me so much. But I know if I tried to go back and find it, I would spend like 30 minutes trying to do so. Tifon died. I forget if it was like a planned attack on her to bury her under there and drown her and kill her. I forget if it was like a planned attack specifically to do that, or if it was an accident. I think I want to say that it was a planned attack to take her out, but I don't remember. I think because they explained that last season, or Subaru someone talked about it, and we got an explanation on that. I feel like I want to go back to the Tifon scene in season 2 and watch it, but I'll save it till the end of the video. I think I don't want to break up the episode too badly. Yeah, there's an insane amount of books in here. It would be so funny if like it actually is the case that Subaru is Flugel and he's just talking mad shit about himself. Shaw is just idling around while we pillage through all the books. Doesn't really seem like Meili's all that interested. The more dead people you know, the more books you can read, yeah. Oh, Jesus, a bunch of people that she's killed. Every time he smacks that shit away. Because, you know, she's actually taking a diss at you, unlike the other two who take more playful jabs. Jesus Christ, Meili! I mean, we're here. What's the benefit though? Like why now? I guess, I mean, we have time to kill. Damn! Straight to brass tacks, right into the nitty-gritty. Also, some people clarified that I don't remember what my line of questioning was in the reaction that led to people commenting on it, but back in season 2, Meili comments on a mother, I believe, or some lady that hired, or that Meili and Elsa worked for. There you go. What do you know? Another case of bluest pauses right before the answer comes to him. Jesus Christ. Oh, is that where she realized she had her ability to control mob beasts? Are they calling them witch beasts now? Is there a difference between that? Different subtitling, I suppose? It's just like a divine protection or something she was born with to be able to control mob beasts. Why are we calling them? That's really throwing me off. Why are we calling them witch beasts? Yeah, that actually would make a lot of sense if, you know, she gets along with mob beasts, that they would end up around her parents' place a lot, and the parents would end up throwing her out. Talking all chipper and happy about it, but would you want to read them? Just a hypothetical. Does she even know their names? They don't matter enough for that. He's gonna help her find them. And also, it's just like, you know, it's just sweet thinking about how much Subaru has done for her to try to get her, you know, to live a normal life after the life she's raised as an assassin up until this point. You know, they cut it out in the first episode, but throughout the year since the end of season 2, he had spent a lot of time with her, and he was making dolls for her and trying to make her feel at home in the mansion and all the above, and he was really trying to bond and connect with her. It's just sweet to think about. Great question. That is what I was asking too. I just said it was magic, but a more in-depth explanation would be pristine. No, because we would return by death, and then we would, yeah. Let's not find out, Melee. Let's not do that. Any logic to the ordering? It really might be just like these people get added as they die. And also, all things considered, maybe we consider this bottom area that we're in right now the oldest. But then again, Julius found one down here of a person that he literally fought. I was gonna say Tifon had to have died 400 years ago. Satella, as far as we understand, was the last witch remaining alive, and is still technically alive, just sealed. But Satella was the last remaining witch. So Tifon had to have died before she got sealed 400 years ago. So I was gonna say maybe this bottom area is where like the oldest registered deaths are down here, and then as you go up they get more recent and such. But then Julius found a person who he knew recently and fought, so I don't think that's the case. But maybe there's a starting point where deaths and they just fill in a bookshelf and all of the books get shifted or something. I have no idea. Have we also checked how far up this library goes? Yeah, Julius literally just said there. It doesn't seem to be organized by name or era. Yeah. Good lord. Do we have any food? We're gonna be in here for fucking forever. What is happening with Melee and Shala? What is this random pairing between the two of them? So fucking Shala was carrying Melee up the steps, and now they're over here play-footing around. I don't know what the hell Melee's doing. They're like dancing or something. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere just sitting in here for days. Oh, there's more tests? A massive jerk. Oh, everybody. Once again, if you consider the idea that Flugel might be Subaru, everybody's just dissing on him is really funny. Oh, yeah, she was just helping Melee up on the railing. It's hard not to feel guilty about the fact that he thinks he's not Flugel. Once again, I say all this with just the plausibility that he might be Flugel. I'm not saying he is. I have no fucking idea. Fantastic. But you were on top of the tower! You were shooting us from like to the top of the tower! What do you mean? You were shooting us from up there! Is there like the inside different from like the outside, or are these layers weird in how they function? I don't know. Around 4 or 5. What was the focus on Melee there? Even so I didn't say anything. Oh. That's fantastic. But Subaru also said, don't you dare harm any of us. So what would she go with? Subaru literally said, do not harm me or any of my party members. And she made like a look, because that goes against the rule that she was told. I don't have a choice. I mean, you can't be a regular human. We know that to be the case. You literally cannot be a regular human. You are over 400 years old. So, you aren't a human, but if you're not a spirit, those fluffy pushovers, damn, saying that old Beiko sitting right there. So then what the hell are you? Yeah. Amelia has connections to spirits. She uses them in fights. She literally fights with spirit arts, if I'm not mistaken. So does Julius. That's his biggest thing. He has the biggest connection to spirits out of anybody here. Miss Echidna is literally a spirit, taking over Anastasia's body right now. And Beatrice is also a spirit. And Subaru has high sensitivity to spirits. Yeah.
お前は何なんだよ。精霊でもないんなら、そんな必死になって契約を守ろうとする必要ないだろう。何言ってるの?
She's a mob beast. For fucking sure. Okay, I got it. She is... Maybe Flugel used some magic to make her into a humanoid form, but she's 100% a mob beast. It's why she's been so attached to Melee. It's why we got backstory on Melee and her abilities and her divine protection. That's why we got that, and then this weirdly suspicious shot of Melee after describing what Shala is. When Super goes, "What are you?" and then Melee's just sitting here smiling. This girl knows. She's just not saying it. She for sure knows, and that's why Shala's been so whatever with Melee. Whenever Melee's like pulling her hair and carrying her upstairs, and she's helping her over railing, her divine protection is drawing Shala to her. Like that's what's going on here. That makes complete sense. She's not a spirit. She's not a human. It narrows it down quite a bit. So she's a fucking mob beast. Like, mob beast turned human? I don't know how that's possible, but with everything they're showing here, this question, with this shot of Melee, with her smiling, them giving us more details on Melee's past, her divine protection, and then confirming she's not a spirit. She seemingly doesn't like spirits. Not a human. Live for 400 years. She's a fucking mob beast. But I don't know how we've never heard of a mob beast being turned into a human, so I suppose I could be wrong, but I don't see in what universe I'm wrong. They're making it pretty obvious. We know Amelia thinks promises are the most important thing on planet Earth, so yeah. Oh god. I'm being framed. Back on the knees again. She must have some iron knees down there to keep doing that. She was slid across the floor and her knees just bounced onto her knees with no issues. I've been told from yours truly. I love it. It's so interesting. She just doesn't even question she doesn't even question that Subaru doesn't have this. I guess she's just assuming he's lost his memories or something, because that's what they said last episode. I think Beatrice said like Ram said he bonked his head and lost his memories and forgot shit. So I guess she's just like, okay. Could she be like, I of all the mob beasts that we've met, I don't know, because if she is a mob beast, I'm going to assume that Flugel maybe used magic to make her into a humanoid. And isn't she based off a legend of a scorpion? And her hair is a scorpion tail. Is she a scorpion mob beast of sorts? Not that we've met a scorpion mob beast. I don't think we've fought anything like that throughout the entire course of the series, so I don't know if that's an actual thing. But there seems to be a mob beast for, like, every creature that we have on Earth and such, so I don't think it impossible. Maybe he found a scorpion mob beast and for whatever reason turned her into a human. I don't know. I'm just spitballing shit, man. Subaru Watchtower. Fantastic. Fantastic. My promise with you will be void and I'll start hurting people. Yeah. And I'm on my way to evolution. Now, disrespect the library. Okay, well, Anastasia did say it could be 4 or 5, which, why? I'm not sure I clocked why it would be 4 or 5 rules. Why she was like, it could be 4 or 5. It's 5. That made no sense to me. I didn't even really try to think that through. I just moved on from that. So maybe I should have thought about that deeper, about where she got that conclusion from. I don't know. You guys can clarify in the comments, because I have no idea. Is it maybe there's 4 layers, 5 layers to the exam, the challenges, and so they're saying you have to, that's the rule? I don't fucking know. Interesting rules, though. Anyone who challenges with the tower, they can't leave unless they pass the Great Library's tests and make it to the first layer. Then you're allowed to leave? This is very vague. What exactly entails disrespecting the library? Like destroying books, maybe? Yeah. As long as these rules ain't broken, my body is mine? Does she quite literally involuntarily attack if the rules are broken? Jesus Christ. Your heart's bigger and wider than the entire world. Damn! Put a tight leash on her. Ah! She's been hoisted up again! She's so a mob beast, and Melee is like controlling her and knows she's a mob beast too, but is not fucking saying anything so she can control little Shala. Because he says that, and then he goes, he looks right over at these two in particular. More specifically, it looks like, oh, did he look over, because she mentioned the trial of the tombs and that Echidna's there, and so he looked over at the spirit named Echidna. Yeah. It's a cute way of putting he's a jerk. Oh, hello. They weren't on the 3rd floor. Oh. So the stairs weren't where we were trying to go. They were on a lower floor to take you to a higher floor. Oh, these stairs appeared here after we passed the first test to enter the library. Cognitive interference has been happening a lot here. This tower is all about mind games, apparently. Oh boy. Maybe we shouldn't just charge into this, but oh well. She's smiling. I hope these smiles stay, man. I really hope they do, and I hope this shit's not about to get really hard and dark here in this fucking next stage. Oh, we're back in another area like this again. Shala carried Melee. They so did that on purpose. But then again, it was actually a response you would expect from something like that. Zero was like, another white room, and I was just like, Kashira. Yeah! Ooh! Is this trial... But how... I need to just let it play out, but my theorizing brain wants to theorize. So, in the opening, REID this sword is behind him. We are obviously about to confront him, but how? Is this gonna be like a fictitious version of him? I don't understand. Whoa! And he's sitting on grass in the OP. Aye! Oh, let's reach the heavenly sword. Whoa, they're all I love the inverted colors. They're all just hearing this in their heads. Gain his sanction. Oh, hello! Is Shala about to tweak out because this is REID ASTREA? REID von ASTREA. Yep. No, everybody's slowly backing away. He's just repeating it over and over. This has to be like a Shala. This has to be like a hologram version of him. I'm so confused how he could be here. The first challenge made sense. It was just a bunch of monoliths. But this, what? How? Are you okay? That's a great question. Jesus, Shala! He's hung over. Shala literally passed out. Oh my god. The fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god! He's very foul-mouthed. Holy shit. I mean, this is what we should have expected. Shala gave us some choice words about the kind of person he is. Or was. My lackey. He doesn't seem to recognize Shala. And some dipshit! Super got called a dipshit. Everything while I was asleep? What, the thing about the sword? Gain his sanction? Jesus Christ, this guy. Super had to step in real quick. Does Amelia even know what hot means? It sounded like she doesn't. She's about to ask what the fuck that means. Oh, Julius gonna square up with REID von ASTREA? This can only go badly, I feel. Julius can't use his spirits, which he's still strong without them, no doubt. Shala described REID as one of the strong, like literally he was so strong she didn't even consider him a human being. Yikes. I got a name worth giving. Stick swinger. You know he has his chopsticks in the opening. Also, we have not gotten the opening since episode 2. Or no, was it 3? Did we get one episode? We might have got one episode 3 actually. No, we did not. Did we? I don't think we did. I think episode 3 was also an episode with no opening. I think we've only got the opening on episode 2. Anyway, stick swinger, he has chopsticks, right? Does he like poke people with chopsticks? Is that way he's called a stick swinger? Because I think even Shala referred to him as a stick swinger as well, or something like that. Or maybe Ram did, like the legend was that he was called that. I forget who did, but somebody did. Anyway, good episode, another chill episode. I'm both pumped and nervous because like there's no universe where Julius wins this fight, but something's gotta happen. We have to win in some regard, right? To move on. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited for the next episode. Good episode here. Shaw is 1000% a mob beast. Melee is, that's the reason she kind of just goes along with whatever Melee does, and that's a reason Melee is kind of attached to her as well, because Melee knows she's a mob beast and feels she might have some control over her because of that factor. Anyway, good episode. We'll see where we go from here, but I think it's gonna wrap it up for reaction to ReZero Season 4 Episode 5. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.